Hello guys, welcome to my channel. This is Grace and I am sharing with you the contents of my latest latest card kit, which I call the 10 Handmade Cards 1 Homemade Kit series. So basically what I do is I put together a card kit from my stash, and then make 10 handmade cards with it. This was inspired by all of the card kits that are out there that you can purchase once a month. And a lot of the YouTubers, or some of the YouTubers, make 10 cards out of that. So that's kind of like a combination of those kits and then those YouTubers creating cards. But instead of me buying a card, I make my own from my stash because I have a lot of items. So if you are ever kind of in the mood to switch things up in your creating card making, try out making your own homemade kit. So let's dive into the supplies that I create, or that I pulled together. So this series usually is like a 3-part video for me. So I show you the items that I had pulled for this kit, and then the next 2 videos it shows how I create those 5 cards. So if you have not subscribed, if you are not a subscriber yet, please make sure that you hit the thumbs up, and so that you could be notified for the next video that comes. So let's just get started. Whenever I make a kit, I always start with an inspiration, and that's usually the paper, because the paper is usually the one that has a lot of colors, a lot of designs in it. Now, because this is a homemade kit, not all of them, but almost, maybe I would say 70 to 80% of the items in the kit are kind of old. And so you can maybe still purchase them, but they're pretty old. But the whole idea here is that you could go look in your own stash and find something there that would spark some inspiration, and then make your own kit out of it. Okay. So again, like I said, my inspiration comes from paper, and this one is Cedar Lane from Pink Paisley. This has a fall theme, but it does have some kind of brighter colors than your normal fall colors. So I like that. And I don't have, I have some, but I don't have a ton of this paper left. And so I'm hoping that I can use up all of this and just, finish it all up, so that I'm not sticking it. I do have some scraps here, but so that it's not just staying in my scrapbook room, not being used. So the main color scheme, or the main part here that I'm pulling the color scheme from, is this particular paper, because it does have a lot of colors in there. So like you have that burnt orange, and then you have the dark purple, the light purple, and then the turquoise, and all the browns and the yellows. So that's where I'm pulling a lot of my colors from. Okay, so that's my paper. And then I have this paper leaf that I've got, that I have from Recollections, that, as you can see, I haven't even opened. So I'm hoping that I can incorporate that. It does have those colors of the fall theme colors, so I'm hoping that I can incorporate this. And then I also have these flowers. I've had this for a long time in my stash, and basically they're just layered flowers, and they already have adhesive in the back, and so I'm hoping that I can incorporate that. A lot of the papers that I have in this kit are has some very subtle designs. So just maybe a couple of them have those big designs that I can cut out or whatever. So the flowers will blend really well with those subdued designs, because then this will stand out against those backgrounds. Okay. And then for stamps, I have 3. This one's new to me, but I bought this maybe a year ago from Joann's, and it just has some basic sentiments on there. And so I'm hoping to use that. And I like that the sentiments are big, so that can occupy a big space in my my cards. And then I have 2 cute animal ones that kind of, I don't want to say that it's connected to fall, but I do think about fall when I see a fox. The owl, maybe not, but it was so cute that I couldn't resist. And they're both older. They're from Imaginus. These are like the dollar stamps, or $1.25 stamps before. So I kept these 2. And then I have this foil. I believe this is from Thermoweb, but I've had this for a long time and I haven't really done anything with it. And I don't have a laminator, but I know that I can use some just regular adhesive, like adhesive dots, and this will adhere to that. So I'm hoping that I can incorporate this in some fashion. And then my finishing touches will be these pearls. I have one from Want to Scrap, and then I have a green one from Doodlebug. The green one I picked because I don't have a lot of greens in my and the other elements that I pulled out, but there are some greens, you know, when you think about fall, there are some greens there. And also for the tools that I try to pull a tool in every homemade kit, because then that helps me use up those fairly well, those quite expensive items that we have in our stash that we know that we can use over and over again. So with this one, I got the Sizzix Thinlets. These just have a bunch of leaves on there, and you know, when I think about fall, I think about leaves falling, and so maybe I can incorporate some of this, and yeah, and also it will work well with my flowers. So that's why I added that. And I love this. This one has a bunch of different designs on it that I can choose. So with my cards, because I make 10 cards, I also pull out 10 cardstocks, because then that will be the base of my cards. So I did 5. So I have 3 8.5 by 11s. I have a brown one, a white one, and then a beige one. Very neutral, so that would be really it could work well with any type of paper that I put on it. And then these ones are a little bit more colorful, but they also blend well with the colors on my inspiration paper. So we have the purple one, and then we have kind of the was it mustardy yellow. So those are my pattern papers. And then I've been watching a lot of Vicky Pampanui, I think her last name. Sorry, I can't really say that right. I don't, not meant to butcher anybody's last name, but she's been using some silver paper for her sentiments. And so I don't have a die cut sentiment that I pulled for this particular kit, but I'm thinking I can maybe cut out some leaves from this silver paper. I've had this for a while. I believe this one's from Graphics Arts, but I'm gonna see if I can incorporate it. I just like the shine that the silver can do for a card or for a project. So that is my kit for this month. I hope that you will again subscribe so you can see the next video, which will showcase the first 5 cards that I make using all of these items. I try to limit adding anything from my stash other than maybe like generic shapes as far as die cuts is concerned, but I really like to focus on just these products that I pulled and hopefully use up, if not almost all of the items that I want to use up, if not all of them, at least 50% of them. So that's it. If you have any questions, make sure that you leave it in the comment section below, and I will catch you guys another day. Bye.